We got ourselves a show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of special guests that are going to come through and talk about Raising Kanan, season 4, episode 3, where we saw Unique really putting the pressure on everybody. We also saw Double Dragon Quan and the Jackson 5 of Asia come through and roll up on Rock, and she didn't look one bit scared. Kanan done got him an apartment. Marvin is getting himself in deeper and deeper trouble. We're going to talk about all these great things with a great panel. Get your popcorn ready. They're coming in just a second.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that full. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
Ladies and gentlemen, look who's in the building. You got me. You got the hammer is in the building. How you doing today, Moochie? Take yourself off mute and let us hear what you got to say.
Hey, everybody. What's up? What's up?
What's going on, Hammer? How did you like this episode, Hammer?
This episode was all right. Things is unraveling slowly, and we seeing Marvin just lying to Rock. That was the crazy part to me. The way he lied to her.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I'm a girl dad, and my daughter always wants to come and say something to y'all with all her hair. You want to say something to Moochie? Here you go. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, Moochie.
How are you?
Good.
You getting so big and pretty.
Thank you.
You welcome.
Did you have a good day?
Yes, I did. How about you? How was school?
Good.
That's good.
I went to tap today.
You did? Are you still swimming? All right, that's what's up.
Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Now go to bed.
I have one more thing to tell me.
You want to speak to Monique Nicole too?
Yes,
Okay.
say hi to Momo.
After you speak to her, you going to bed. Okay, so say hey to Monique, and then you going to bed. She on that J-Mo. Okay, Elle, go to bed. You had to speak to her.
Nicole?
Yeah, you had to speak to her another time.
Oh, okay. Can I know what she's doing?
Oh, there she is. She's
she
back.
is.
So say hello real quick.
Baby girl, I miss you. Hi. You gonna wave at me? You being a good girl? You being a
I
good
went to
big
school
sister?
today.
You went to school? Did you enjoy it?
And I
Good.
went to tap.
Ooh, tap dance. That takes a lot of skills. Really good job, girl. I'm so proud of you. Like,
Let me guess, you want to speak to her too, don't you? Say hi, Nita. And then go to bed.
how you doing?
Say hi.
Elle, my belle. So cute.
Okay, Elle. Good night. Go put on your bonnet.
The bonnet. I'm weak. Not the bonnet.
Hey man, we pay money to get that girl hair done. She
That's right.
protect that stuff. But
No.
ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We have wonderful panel as always. They're in the building, and we're just gonna jump right on into it because I know they have got a lot to say. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch Reacher, I had the opportunity to interview the young lady that was playing Dominique Cole. Her name is Miss Mariah Robinson, and she is a special delight. I have an interview with her coming next week after we do the finale. And watch out, I might also have Alan Richardson coming on too. So stay tuned to this channel. We making things happen. I'll start with you, Nita the Diva. We're going to start from the very beginning. Y'all's favorite Unique comes over to Sonny and the crew, takes them out, takes their money, and these two die looking at each other's eyes. Ain't that so romantic? If you're gonna die with your love person, don't you want to die look his ass straight in the face? He the last thing you see before you go to heaven.
Sure.
Not sure.
Sure, but not sure.
Lord, terrible.
Nita sure like the deodorant.
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
What you got, Nita?
No, I was so mad that Unique did that. I was like, man, Unique, come on, man. Like, you going down the wrong road, brother. Now everybody wants your butt gone. And then we ain't gonna be able to look at our eye candy. And then I'm gonna have to put you down. We ain't gonna get to see them good love scenes. Like, man, he's messing it up for everybody.
What, Nita? Wait a minute, Nita. Okay, I'm gonna save that because there are going to be more love scenes. They're just not going to include. They're not going to include Unique. But wait a minute. You mean to tell me that y'all like Unique more than y'all like the Thomas brothers?
We didn't say all that. We just talking about love scenes, love making.
Okay. Like Nita made it sound like there wasn't nobody else on this show that could make love and y'all enjoy it.
Oh, I'm tired of Lulu.
Yeah,
he's the only one getting the scene. Well, he was.
Wow.
He about
Monique.
to song.
Oh Lord, golly, what you got on your boy Unique and what he did to start this show off? How is that going to affect him later on?
First of all, I told y'all last week, and Lamont, you gave me some pushback. I told you, I love my man, but they could have kept his ass dead if he gonna come back as the Crypt Keeper. We didn't need him. I don't need Crypt Keeper Unique. I need my fine, intelligent, witty, swaggerlicious Unique. This was really some Romeo and Juliet type stuff. Just very poetic. Two lovers just falling, just deceased right in front of each other. It was really sad. No, but it really was messed up. And the fact that they have a child, the whole situation was messed up. They didn't deserve that. They did nothing wrong. Unique is definitely unhinged. And I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out for him once Raquel knows that he is alive.
Okay. Moochie, I'm gonna give it to you and I'm gonna serve it up to you like this. For as much as they making us hate Unique, we know one thing that could turn this whole thing around. Him and Rock teaming up against another foe, and maybe they light that fire of love one more time before this season is over with. Can you see that happening? And tell us what you felt about this scene.
I'm hoping we do see something like that. We do see him igniting that and coming back into his right frame of mind and they getting it in. I hope they do have the enemy of the enemy is my friend, where they get together, because this is one of Power's MO, where they get together and they take out the one that's doing the most. So hopefully we see that. It could be two people. It could be several people they gang up against. I don't even think it's going to be the Asians. It could be Pop and Snaps. It could be anybody.
Yeah, Mooch, I just don't think that Double Dragon and the Asian Jackson 5, I just don't think that they tough enough to be a big baddie that brings people together. I think Rock can handle them by herself. I don't think she got to come together for that.
Yeah, I don't think so. However, I do if they keep him where he's like this erratic person that he is right now, because his mind's not right. I feel like now they'll be over. They had the character stay too long.
Okay.
So hopefully he can't get like something to trigger him, because when people have like brain injuries, he might have something that triggers him where he get back on course and be back with Rock, and they maybe could have a talk. But right now. He won't even listen to reason to anybody.
Right.
Moochie.
I had a question for y'all, but go ahead.
Moochie, you know how you talk about things can get people back on course. When they done crack their head, Moochie. You know, they say
Mhm.
when you have a good experience and it gives you a good memory, if you
Mhm.
relive that experience,
Mm.
and you
You
saw
know.
the way he was grabbing her ass last year,
Mhm. I
let's
think
say he,
about freaking you. Remember that was
yeah,
playing. I'm just saying, look.
uh-huh. Okay, we're going to move on before we get into trouble here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Monique Nicole, the youngest in charge. Now, I like this scene, but I don't know how y'all feel about it.
Oh,
Before we go there, let us get some testosterone up in this piece,
Oh
okay?
God.
My brother B. Avery is in the building. What's going on, B. Avery?
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
Hey,
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see y'all too. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe to everybody you see. They all do great work, and we always team up with each other as much as we can. So you get a lot of personalities and share us. But Mo, I'm coming to you with this.
Okay.
Juke done got her way out of the army, and this smug smile, she's looking at this dude right here. I'm not gonna call him a porch dude because we don't really know if he's that or not. But
Right.
what we do know is when she says she was coming with them lawyers and she's gay, and the white dude tried to say to her, "Well, you're letting your country down." I was all with Juke when she said, "My country has let people like me down too many times." Take the floor, Monique Nicole, because I felt her when she said that.
Oh, I felt her too. I was about to stand up and say Black Power in this mother trucker, but I just was very confused. Hello. I was very confused by their reaction because the whole reason why she stepped down is because the white gay guy that was on the army, they kicked him out. So I just felt like when the guy was like, "Oh, you're letting down your country," I was like, "Well, no, you guys let down the country because you would kick her out because of her sexuality. So despite her skill set, so technically, you guys are the one letting down the nation based on your prejudice of her sexuality." So that the verbiage, the lines kind of really confused me. But I was happy that Juke stood on business.
Mm-hmm. Moochie, what'd you think about this?
Uh-oh, you're on
You
mute.
on mute, Moochie? You still on mute?
I know, I'm here. I thought with this part she said the right thing at the right time, and they did not know what to do because back then it was don't ask, don't tell. Now, if that should come out that way and she gets some lawyers, she knew what to do. She took what she learned and she made it work to her advantage. So I thought it was cool.
Okay.
Technically, this was before don't ask, don't tell. That was George Bush, the son, right? That's when it was his presidency that they enlisted the don't ask, don't tell for the military. Am I correct?
Yeah, it was like that, but like, how can I say it? It was an unspoken rule. I'll say it that way.
Okay.
Right.
Like if you were, you just better hide it type.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Find something, and like how they found the guy's magazines,
Right.
Foot Locker, then that's
Yeah.
how you were getting a dishonorable discharge.
Unless your superior was low key gay, and it was a lot of them. But I digress. B. Avery, what'd you think about this scene and how Juke finessed the hell out of Clarence Thomas?
Yeah, I love it. Like, everybody else, Juke had a lot of confidence. I love that about her, and I also like how her daddy Marvin stood up for her too. So that's cool. My only pushback though is, do we know 100% for sure that the other guy got kicked out because of his sexuality? Because that could just be speculation from the other guy that she was associated with. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Because even though I did agree with her statement about, y'all have let me down a number of times, I think that they just didn't like that she, had so much control over her destiny, and they thought it was arrogant. But at the same time, you can't just, do that either. You can't just leave, and not expect there to be consequences. So I don't know if she can get a lawyer. I support her and I want her to win. I don't know if she will. If she can get she makes it seem like it's just so easy. Like, okay, I'll just get a lawyer and, I'm taken care of. Like, what are you going to prosecute them for? Like, what did they do? They haven't accused you of anything. They just showed up and say, "Hey, where you at? What's going on?" So we'll have to see. I don't think it's that cut and dry. But of course, I'm rooting for Juke. So
Okay, I like that. Nita the Diva, what did you have to say about this?
I like the clap back.
Okay.
I really do, because Juke, she's good on her feet. She's real quick with it and stuff like that. And the commander, he was like, he couldn't even say nothing. All you could do was bow his head, because I mean, it is what it is. Couldn't even say nothing. Couldn't even say nothing. Yeah, but I did like that. That her father supported her, and they stood on business with that. So I'm good with it.
All right. Well,
Hey,
having
y'all.
said that, ladies and gentlemen, my cousin is in the building, Lex the Targaryen, our local songbird. Say something to the people, Lex.
Hi, humans.
Hey.
Hi, Dragon Warrior.
Días antes, mi amor.
Dragon Warrior Princess.
Mhm. Well, we're going to start with the Dragon Warrior. We're going to go ahead and go to her right now. So, Lex, how are you? You're in music. Tell me how you're feeling about Be Realer, and tell me all about this conversation where Mr. Jewy decided to tell all his damn business. And what I can't figure out, Lex, is why the hell is he running around here telling people that he keep his money stashed in his house? But that's sidebar. You can comment on that if you want to. But do you feel like that's going to come back to be robbed by Be Realer at some point in time? Let us know what you think.
But of course, and I just want everybody to replay last week's episode. I told y'all the only way Juke was going to get up out of that is if she said she was gay. Crown 1 to the princess. Crown 2, I told y'all he was sketchy. I told y'all he was going to be a liability, which he is. He's going to end up trying to catch a lick from old boy. And me personally, I think that's a setup. And he going to get wet up. So, like, he casually just laid this information out knowing dude got sticky fingers. Come on now. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying him particularly, but we're not gonna act like since the beginning of time these labels ain't had life insurance on these artists. Or if you're more of a hindrance to break a contract, if you taking out the picture, then I reap all benefits. So let's be smart people, says the girl in the music industry. Now, as far as him as a whole, like, I just want Lou to wake up, because it's just like, first of all, he's not that good. The actor, not Party himself, because Party is fire, but like he's not that fire with, like, we hearing Fame on the radio more than anything right now. We don't know what Fame at, but I don't like him at all. This storyline is going to end horribly for him as well as for Lulu. That he might be the reason that Lulu get like blackballed from the industry, because he keep trying to go for this dude and he's out here playing knick-knack paddywhack, steal a Jew mattress. Like, I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Lord have mercy. But, okay, be Avery, the floor is yours, man. The floor is yours.
This was hilarious. I don't know what Be Realer was tripping on though, for real. I mean, y'all can help me out, but I mean, he paid you to get out of jail and paid your legal fees, and then you go in this guy's office and you cussing him out. He did say there's a lot of water under the bridge, and I'm curious to know if they're going to explore that. But at the same time, I mean, I'm rooting for the black people, of course, but at the same time, I like the Jewish guy here. He didn't just let him disrespect him in his own office. That would have been crazy. He's like, F you, because at first I thought he was scared. Like, oh my gosh, is he gonna shoot him or slap him, while he sit down in his desk? But that F you back, I did like. And it's interesting. All he wanted to do is say his piece, and then everything was cool. Like, okay, I'll cut your check today. I'm curious to know how much the check was worth. I don't know, maybe $100,000.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think it was that much. I don't think
maybe 20 G's.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about, enough money for a whole family for a year. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's less than that, but I'm glad they was able to work it out. But Be Realer needs to be a little bit more thankful. He tripping, but we're gonna get to know him, so we're gonna find out.
Nita, floor is yours. Be realer. Be more respectful.
Would Bernie Mac say trouble?
Hey. Oh.
Man, no, absolutely not. Be real is a problem. I said it yesterday on Moochie's review. He's gonna be the downfall of Lou.
No,
Unfortunately.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Unfortunately, I do believe that. I do believe that.
Lord.
Yeah.
Just what Lex gave a couple of different scenarios. I agree wholeheartedly. We don't know how it's gonna go, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But he is trouble, and I like that whole thing because at first I thought the old dude was green, but it could have been a setup because he already know what he is. You know what I'm saying? So I like where Lex was going with that whole thing. So it could go either way or whatever, but yeah, it's definitely going to be the downfall of it. Okay.
What you got to say on this, Monique?
Yes, sir. Like I said last week, I said it. He's a liability, and it's going to affect Lulu in a negative way. I just predict the obvious. I really do think that Birilla is going to rob the record exec, who I actually like his character. He actually seems like a decent guy, and he seems like he is very fond of Lulu genuinely, which is gonna hurt when Birilla sabotages Lulu. I do think he's gonna rob the record exec, and because of that, because of the fallout, the record exec is going to cut ties with both Birilla and Lulu, and that's going to be the very thing that sends Lulu back to the family business. Sadly, it's going to be really unfortunate. Yeah.
Hammer, bring up the rear. What you got on Birilla and our Jewish CEO, who clearly said that Jews don't run everything in the media?
I don't know about y'all, but did y'all peep how Lou looked like he was going to basically get up and smack dude? I'm just saying, I saw that. So I don't think he gonna let this mofo ruin his chances to get in the deal. He will 86 him himself before he let that guy, if he gets robbed. Let's say the guy gets robbed. I could see Lou taking him out. That'll push Lou back to being the person he was in season 1.
Okay.
Moochie, I agree with you because I was saying to myself, the manner in which Lulu told him to clean up his shit in his house, and you need to get a job. It takes a man who loves himself in his apartment to tell another man, get yourself together and get the hell up out of my house. And Lou was not having none of it. So I already said there was a clash that's about to happen, and Birilla better watch it because Birilla don't know how Lulu be reeling niggas in the grave. Like, Lulu don't play, okay? Like, I don't know who Birilla think he fooling with, but we know what Lulu is capable of. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
LeBron, you stupid for that one, yo. Yo, what did Lulu say? We straight killers, yo. We straight killers, yo.
That's what he do. Okay, now fellas, this go to B. Avery right off the top.
Oh Lord.
This is one for the fellas. This was some eye candy for the fellas. Fellas, who else can rock this outfit
right
better than Rock? Boy, I said to myself, wardrobe, y'all did y'all thing. But B. Avery, there was a conversation going on right here, and this is after the aftermath of what happened with Unique, robbing their place, and we also got a little nugget where she let Marvin in on a secret that them people, the cops and folks is looking at them. The alphabet boys is looking at them and Stefano, and Marvin looked like he lied to her face, and I think Rock knew it. B. Avery, drop some knowledge on this scene, and if you want to talk about this outfit, oh
yeah,
boy, that is not a McDonald's M. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you know, I've talked about it before. How horrible of a mother and person Rock is. She's just despicable. But I get distracted sometimes because of the outfits, because it is nice, you know. Later on, she had on, and no, end of the episode, she had on the red pants and the black top. I gotta be honest, I like that one a bit more, you know. But it's cool.
Fire.
You know, Marvin is tripping, man. I don't know why he lied to her. Just be honest with her from jump. I don't know why he's a horrible liar too. It was blatantly obvious that he was holding something back. You know, he was nervous, the twitching and the sweating and the blinking and the fidgeting and all of that. Well, they lie. You know, he did a better job at that. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's just another, you know, little grenade that's going to go off later in the season. Hopefully it's not too big and doesn't ruffle too many feathers, because I want the siblings to get along. You know, we don't need fighting within the ranks, within the family. You know, we got too much stuff going on. They got the Quan and them popping up and Unique tripping and all that. So it's going to be a cluster. Just hopefully it's not a big one.
Nita, what you got on this? Behavior done said Marvin was acting like a fidget spinner, and them things went out 2 years ago. What you got on Marvin and Rock?
Right. I just typed it in the chat. I said he was shaking and stammering like a hooker in church.
Oh, Lord
I
have
was
mercy.
like, oh, Marvin, you're such a bad liar. Like he couldn't even keep it together. I was like, oh, Marvin, the jig is up. Rock already read all of that. She know you back to front, rooter to tutor. She know you lying. And like I said yesterday, I said she's gonna give you enough rope for you to hang yourself. And so we're gonna sit back and we're gonna see the moves you make, and we're gonna handle you accordingly. So okay. And yes, she does look good. She is a beauty girl. When I tell y'all, Patina Miller, she is girl crush for real, for real. She is so beautiful to me. So
yeah, she tough, boy. She tough. What you got, Monique?
First of all, y'all are funny tonight. We 25 minutes and y'all got me cracking the hell up. For real.
That's what we supposed to do.
Y'all are really funny tonight. Marvin, you know, goofy ass, you know, it's just like, damn it, Marvin. You was doing so good, my brother. You was really excelling. We saw an amazing character arc last season, and you just taking 10 steps backwards. I mean, terrible liar, like everyone has already said. It was so freaking obvious. And it just brings me back to season 1 and season 2, Marvin. And it reminds me that a lot of the downfall in the family business, even before, you know, previous to the season, it's like, it was all Marvin, right? Marvin's the one that got the cops busted. Marvin's the one that messed up the family business. That's why Raquel had to take. It's just like he's making big mistakes. And like Rock said, this is not the time for that. The block is hot. The feds are sniffing. We have to be on our P's and Q's, and we have to be able to trust each other. And just for him to lie like this is very bothersome, because I know it's going to have a bad fallout. I just know it. And the fact that he is not smart enough to see that Stefano is using him, this is not going to go well. It's not going to go well. Really not.
Wow. Jump in there, Hammer. Break the glass. What you got on Marvin and his big sister, his little sister, Rock?
It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. I'm just saying, she know he lying. She know he lying.
Oh, Lord.
She know he lying. I just want to see what kind of monologue is Rock gonna dish out when the ish is defend the Marvin. Because you know she is crafty with her words. I'm just saying.
I own you, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are we gonna get one of those monologues? I just want to see what's going on.
Okay. Well, are y'all ready to be dazzled by words? It takes some real, you know what, to dazzle people with their words. But we got somebody on this show that can do that. And her name is Lex the Targaryen. So Lex, talk to me about Rock and talk to me about the ways in which Marvin was lying.
You know, the Khaleesi is very pleased every time I get these accolades before I go. Stop, my head is getting massive. I can't. But no, Marvin, I told y'all this is Marvin's spiral season, and it breaks my heart because let me tell you something. I love me some London Brown. Like he is just really that, and Tina's chemistry on camera really gives like older sister. Little sister that has like the older complex, and then you know the younger. And it's funny because like my siblings and I are literally this setup: older brother, like middle sister who has the most sense out of everybody, and then the younger sibling. You know, so I relate. I personally feel like Marvin, he got to, it's not even start telling the truth. Marvin knows when he F's up because he does not say anything to Rock, and that's usually the worst thing that can happen. He needs to say something to her, and all of this is going to, blow up. And like I said, I will make a slight alteration to my season's opinions. I'm 50-50 now. At first, I thought Marvin was just going to die and that was going to be the whole thing. But now I'm kind of 50-50. Marvin may get pinched and he may get sent away for like life or something like that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we also got to, use what we saw from trailers. And it's just that trailer with Stefano that just keeps popping in my mind when he was like, famous last words. I know for a fact that's Rock retaliating to something dealing with Marvin. So I just wish he would have told the truth, because now that the cops done seen you, now that she know, that was his golden opportunity to be like, yeah, like I didn't want to bother you. Stefano told me to meet by herself and for the sake of, and if she would have started snapping like, Marvin, why the F you ain't say nothing? Because I was trying to keep you safe, Rock. We still don't know who this, pizza slinger is. Like, so I just wish Marvin would have told the truth. But, now we here. So my money is still in, him either getting pinched or knocked off. And it's going to piss me off either way because I love me some Marvin.
Wow. Well said. Well said. I'm getting ready to come to you, youngest in charge. What you got, Nita? Like you about to raise your hand. You about to go Saved by the Bell on me. Okay. Okay. We're going to come to you, Monique. I got this for you right here.
Oh, God. Well, every time you laugh like that with that mischievous tone, I get nervous.
I know, and you know what, my daughter do it, and I know she up to something, and it's just rubbing off on Daddy. I really enjoy how Juke said she wasn't gonna hang out with these bums no more. She's through with them, and she went right on out. But she walked out and decided that she was still, she still wanted to have her some fun. That wasn't her crowd. So she goes somewhere else, Monique Nicole, and then she's met by the great value Tisha Campbell, who I do believe that her and Tisha Campbell are going to be carpet munching on other ends of each other this season. So my question to you, youngest in charge, where are they going with this storyline?
Yo, that's how you set it up.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to follow after carpet munching. Okay, well, I am so happy that Juke. Sorry, I'm very happy that Juke is. Juke is going through what we call the growing pains. Right, this is after high school. It's a really interesting time, right? You're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life, your career. She just quit the army. She's really getting comfortable with her identity, which is beautiful to see. And I love that she said, hell no, I'm not. She said, I'm not going backwards. I'm trying to go forward in life, baby. I ain't trying to be no thief up in these streets. So I was very proud of her character doing that. And then baby, Juke, when she went to that lesbian, baby, she said, these are my people. She said, this is where the hell I need to be, honey. She felt free in herself. And I think that's the best feeling in the world, is to feel free, to be comfortable within your skin. And I'm very happy for her. I know it's going to be very short-lived, but this little happy, cute moment that she's having, I'm going to relish in it, because we know it's going to go downhill by the end of the season. So
I hate that.
Yeah.
Hammer, who's going to be teaching who? Is it going to be Juke? Or is it going to be great value Tisha Campbell? Who's going to be teaching who about the game of life in this situation?
It's going to be the older person, the chicken hawk.
Oh.
The chicken hawk. That's because, look, she going to be going to her, y'all. She going to show her things that she ain't never seen before, that she ain't even think of doing with another girl. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Well, Lex the Targaryen, can you Dracarys the place for us? And when the last time you wore your hair like that, Lex the Targaryen?
Never the hell. Like, with the ponytail or little Tisha, because that's
the
way beyond.
The little Tisha thing, that was like in the 80s when You know, back when I was little.
That's before I existed, people. So no,
Oh.
she has never participated in such
Oh my
spikery. Yeah, no, I can't relate. That's before my time, y'all. It's giving Saved by the Bell, little Lisa Turtle.
It is.
But I'm happy for Juke. I really am. I told y'all Juke hasn't fascinated me this season yet, and I'm on the storyline. I know it's gonna take time. I know they're telling a story and blah blah blah, but I just feel like all of this is like an interlude for her. Like I haven't really seen anything Jukeable this season yet. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like her interlude. So I'm just waiting to, you know, for something to happen to be like, all right, there she go. But I am happy for the little, you know, brief moments of happiness that she does have, because we can see how Juke life clearly went all wrong. You know, when we met her season 1, episode 1, is this girl, you know, singing, afraid to come out and all this other stuff, missing mother, father's kind of ignorant. So, I mean, for how her story arc is coming, like I'm happy for these moments, but I also know that any happiness Juke has, we're going to have to savor it as fans, because we know A, how the story ends, and B, we know hell is coming. So you can't really even enjoy her positives, because it's just like, okay, well, what's about to happen? But, you know, I'm happy for her, because she kind of did get, you know, tossed to the side by the girl in Atlanta, because she's trying to figure herself out, and Juke is trying to glam bump. So, you know, get your bikini bottom on, girl.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to B. Avery, but let me say this about B. Avery. B. Avery has a fantastic review for Jonathan Majors' movie that they shelved after they wrongly accused him of doing something with that Anglo-Saxon woman. And the movie's called Magazine Dreams. Even if you haven't seen the movie, he gives a great dictatorial video on things you probably would have missed in the movie. So if you want to be someone who can watch the review to kind of get a great overview and see what's happening in real time before you see the film, highly encourage you to go check out his review. It was fantastic. And if you are a lifter in the fitness like we are, you will definitely love it. But B. Avery, floor is yours. How are you feeling about the Juke storyline and the introduction of somebody who hair she can toss to the left side?
Well, first of all, thank you for the highlight. I appreciate that, the shout out. I'm more with Lex with the Juke thing. I'm not that enthused about her storyline this season. Now, it's not as bad as Lulu, and I don't mean to crap on him. I just said in one of my past recaps that his storyline is the least interesting to me. But with her exploring her sexuality, I mean, I guess it's cool that she's out in the open with it and comfortable. I think everybody should be able to do that without, without fear. But I kind of feel like we've been here before with the whole relationships, all of them that she's had, so it's like, what else is new here? And I'm really you asked about the storyline. I'm really disappointed with what they did about Butter. They brought it up because the guy at school was making a joke like, what's that group name? Booty. But I kind of thought that they rushed past that storyline too quickly last season when the cops showed up, with all the allegations. So I'm a little bit bummed there. But as far as the, what'd you say, great value Tisha Campbell here, she seems real cool and I like her hair, but I think they're setting her up to die later on in the season. Whoa. Because, again, we know what Juke turns into, and so we gotta have. I don't want this to happen. So we gotta have some BS just continue to happen and explode in her life. She just like, I don't give a damn anymore. I'm gonna be bad, And so, also shout out to the little daughter. I think I heard the pretty princess over there. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to say hey to B. Avery?
He's back again.
This chick wants to go to bed. Come ahead, say hello to B. Avery. Come on.
Hey, there, pretty.
Hey, B. Avery, you got some good ears, man.
Oh,
how are you doing? You good today?
Good.
You good? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I was hoping we got it again today, but we got the hair out, which is lovely, and the smile is beaming. You have a good night, though, okay, sweetie?
Okay.
You will show them your muscles now.
Elle is exactly who she thinks she is. It's the main character energy for me.
And get out of
I
here.
love it.
She definitely is main character energy.
Oh, I love
All right, girl.
Good night.
Don't let nobody take it from you.
Hell.
I'm just saying, because girl, they would try to strip you of your
Are
strength.
you okay?
When you stand in there.
Okay.
Y'all good over there? Hold on, we got some technical.
Well, go. If you was in bed, nothing would be happening. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Yo,
Get
kids
out of
are
here now.
funny. Like kids are really funny. I can't.
Okay. And back to the regularly scheduled program. Phew, boy, yeah. If you got some children, boy, you know what I'm going through. Good job, B. Avery. Now, Nita, finish us off. Talk about Great Value, Tisha Campbell, and Juke.
Yeah, I think Great Value, Tisha Campbell is going to be teaching our girl Juke some things. Because whatever she was doing in the bed with Aisha, that was light work.
Ooh,
that was
what?
That was light work. Like I don't know what she.
Whoa!
It wasn't that light.
But baby,
that was light.
There's way more to learn. Okay. So anyway, that being said. I love it for her. I said in the comments already, I said I love this for her. You know, like Monique said, these are the growing pains as you turn in from a young adult to a full-grown adult, and you have to find yourself, because when you are younger, you're essentially being whatever your parents want you to be. You know what I'm saying? And then once you cross that threshold, you have to find out who you want to be or who you are. So she's stepping into that. And so I like that for her. And yeah, so my thing is that she's gonna be learning. She's gonna be on the learning end, and somebody's gonna be teaching. All right, so shout out to y'all.
Well, let's hope that this is not one of them situations where, you know, she teaches Grasshopper and then Grasshopper winds up eating her and killing her. I could easily see that happening. I don't want to see that happen, but I can see it happening. B, what you got?
I just said, oh my goodness, to what you just said.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Let Moochie, your turn. So really all I want to know is what your theories are on this. So Marvin, he went over there. He paid my man early to lose his hair, a couple of bucks to get some information. He claimed he ain't know nothing. But what struck my attention, Moochie, was he wanted to hook up with the social worker so that he could go and say hello to Gerald's daughter. Moochie, what was the Gerald daughter thing about, and will this have any significance later on in the story? Or is this kind of power basically telling us this is Marvin gonna die? That's why he's shoring things up with a lot of people.
I don't want to say he's gonna die, but I feel like he's being followed when he went to that school. The way that they was doing the angles, he already was seen at Stefano's place. So for some reason, I don't know, that came out in my thoughts. Like he might be followed. So this is not looking too good for him to me. This is like we don't know if this teacher's gonna go back and say anything. It's just like too much going on. And his stuff is getting really sloppy.
Yeah. No denying that. What you got, Lex?
This things like this are once again just another reason why I feel like it's about to be over for Marvin, because it humanizes him, and it shows that issue with Gerald really did hurt him, because that was the first time he actually, let go and trusted and, took up Miss Renee's advice and things like that. And you see what happened to her. You see what happened, Gerald turned out to be a rat. And then, he genuinely did care about those little girls, because if he didn't, he would have never checked back in. He would have just left it as, F Gerald, the daughters, everything. Like, he genuinely cared, you know what I'm saying? And they come from different walks of life, but had the similarity, you know what I mean? So it's almost like a trauma bond, and it's just really, really, like I said, effed up how we know this is gonna play out, because there's no happy endings in Power, but it just makes you love Marvin that much more, because he genuinely did care about them little girls, you know what I'm saying? So sucks. It definitely does suck.
B. Avery, what you got? What a turnaround in this character from him beating his own daughter to basically deer eating out of his hand, and he's giving snow bunnies who are adopted some love. So, B. Avery, how do you feel about all this?
You have interesting setups, Lamont. I don't know but that's a lot. But yeah, like Lex said, it sucks because they wouldn't be bringing her back into the fold for nothing. Because I forgot about it. You know, the daddy and the sister's dead, and they had the investigation. So while we're here, I don't think we're going to go as far as Marvin adopting her. That would be a stretch. I wouldn't have any complaints. So are they setting him up to die? I just don't want to accept that. I couldn't take it. So hopefully they're just setting us up for us to like him more and him to continue to be a fan favorite. But other than that, I don't know. And I'm hoping and praying that he goes off in the sunset and retires in Jamaica. Or something. I don't
know. Wow. Okay. Nita, jump on in there. What you got?
That'd be nice.
Look, I was listening to BAV. I was like, be so for real. Yeah, no. That is not happening.
Wishful thinking, Nita. Just TV wishful thinking.
Right. I was hoping that whole thing happened because when he realized he lied to Rock the way he did, and he'd been wilding out, making bad decisions, I was hoping that maybe that he reached out to that little girl, Amber, to kind of pull him back, make him grounded so he can woo-saw a little bit more. Woo-saw. Like, I'm hoping that that's what that was, but I think it's too little too late, even if that is the scenario, because at the end of the day, he still made the choices he made. So even if he does try to get back to his therapized self, like when he went through the therapy, the anger management and stuff like that, I still like that'll make it even worse. Like Lex said, they trying to humanize him. Like they already did that. And I feel like, him going off the rails and then trying to come back down. I'm just like, this is just a mess. Like it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And I'm really sorry, y'all. That's somebody in my neighborhood. I'm just sorry. I'm scared for Marvin. I'm honestly just petrified for him because he is one of my favorite characters other than Rock.
Monique, let me remix the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, B. Avery.
Rock is one of your favorite characters?
She is the favorite character. I'm a Rock fan.
Oh,
the Rock. Patina, Rock, whomever, whatever you want to call her, that's me.
Okay.
Oh, so funny. Oh my God.
Monique, let me remix the question because we've had so many theories about this. I'm sure you align with some of them, but if this is all a setup for Marvin to die, do you think they would let Marvin get taken out at the 5th episode, the mid-season break, or would they wait till the end of the season to take him out?
It would be the end of the season, but I'm actually changing my theory. I don't think he's gonna die. I actually think he's gonna go to jail. And I think it's lining up perfectly for that. The fact that last season, Howard was trying to kind of have Marvin take the fall. He avoided jail then. And then now this season, Rock is trying to have him avoid jail. But it's like Rock is trying to have him avoid jail more than he is, his own self. So it just feels like he's been avoiding it. And I think the inevitable is going to happen where he does get pinched and he does end up getting locked up. So I actually go with that versus him being killed off. This scene was touching because I think they touched on it episode 1 or 2 that, Marvin was dealing with the aftermath of Gerald and that whole crazy, traumatic, insane situation. And he is human, right? Like who said it? Lex or Nita said, he was the therapy with Miss Renee and he's applying those methods and opening it up and he's Uncle Marvin, it's just like, and then for Gerald to do what he did and that little girl to die. I mean, that was a really effed up situation. You know what I mean? And so I can understand why Marvin is the way he is now. But honestly, this is all trouble because that little girl, she's going to call him. Is it me, or when he asked her about if the foster family is treating her right, she kind of dodged the answer. She didn't really answer him, if y'all noticed that. She kind of didn't say. So please know she gonna have to call him. She gonna call Uncle Marvin. Uncle Marvin, come help me. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And it could happen because you see that wad of money he gave her, they might want to know where you got that from, or they might even take the money from her.
Oh, I can see that too, for sure. But there's just something about when he asked her that question, she did not respond or she hesitated. Something ain't too great with that foster family.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with that. But audience, post your comments. I'm so happy that we've got 225 on a random Monday night. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us, and we are grateful. Subscribe to everybody you see on this channel. Lex is going to be right back. So be Avery. That means I get to come to you on this one. Oh, I got to.
What you got? What you got?
All right. So Rock was paid a visit by Double Dragon Quan and the Asian New Edition. I thought these niggas was about to break out and dance in the Matrix. But long story short, Rock told him about himself, B. Avery, and she keep having to tell these men about themselves. He wants a sloppy way to go about showing justice for his people dying. And Rock said, you need to know exactly who did this so that we're moving smartly. So the Asian New Edition is playing checkers while Rock is playing chess. What were your thoughts about this scene, B. Avery?
I slightly disagree, to be honest with you. Besides the what you say, the Asian New Edition, that is kind of funny. Because he did pull up like they was about to perform or something like that. You see they got all shades and stuff. You know? I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody should make a parody video of this. But I wouldn't say that Rock is playing chess and they're playing checkers. I would say maybe they're both playing chess, because what choice does he have? He has to show up to, say something. I mean, he's not being sensitive. He's not being emotional. He didn't go and, shoot up the place or wreck the shop or slap anybody around or anything like that. He's just like, what the hell is going on? My family's dead, and he's tired of waiting on them. So I don't blame him. I do like Rock for, handling it as well. Her little pushback, just like, he's like, you're replaceable, Rock. He's like, hey, you keep saying that like I'm just going to agree with you or something. And that made him stop in his tracks. So I like that. And I mean, Rock's smart too. Like, look, we don't want to attack the wrong person or the wrong group based off bad information. Quan, he shifted his weight. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. But I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation that's inevitable. I mean, he has to pull up to say something. There's no harm or shame or wrong in that whatsoever. I kind of wanted to see somebody kick somebody, but that's kind of wishful thinking too. But it was cool to me. I liked it.
All right, Nita, I'll give it to you. When I saw these dudes pull up, all I could think about was the Nintendo video game Excite Bike. The way his ass got off that motorcycle with this trench leather coat on, that's all I could think about.
Right.
What did you have to say about Double Dragon and what he was doing with Rock?
Listen, I'm right on the same track with you about the fashions. He was trying to, he saw how Rock be stepping around here, and he tried to one up her on the fashions. He got his little gel up in his head. He got his thing. Child, he was trying to give Rock a run for her money. Okay.
Nita, whoever's the lead singer always got to be the one on that mess, though. He got the best hair, the tightest turtleneck, and damn it, the shiniest patent leather coat on too. He got to let y'all know he's the lead of this Asian Destiny's Child. He got to let you know.
I am the Beyonce, dear.
Damn right.
Trying to let Rock know that he's the Beyonce. Okay.
All right. Monique Nicole, what you got? Where's your flirking at, Monique? Where's the flirking?
Please, he's taking a nap. Leave him be.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Monique and the flirting on TikTok, do yourself a favor and have a great moment in your life because that flirting is a mess. But I digress. Monique, talk to me about this.
Y'all know what I call him last. We called him I called him Dragon Ball Z. We called him Tokyo Drift. Now, why he looked like he's from a scene from the Matrix? He's giving me a scene from the Matrix right now. And I love what you said about his background dancers. I think that is, they look so goddamn goofy. Like, this is some goofy ass shit. I'm so sorry. This is so goofy. If I was Raquel, I would have taken this mother trucker serious. Look at him. Look at him. You want Rock should be scared of you and your backup dancers? Nah, baby. Now, let me give grace. I understand. You know, they was trying to do business. They wasn't expecting no chitty chitty bang bang. This is like way above what they're used to. So on a business front, I understand his concern and I get it. But I mean, you can't come looking like I'm not taking you seriously, bro. I'm not. And Raquel is getting sick of him. She already told Marvin, I'm getting sick of this mother trucker. Like, it's ew. So I see them. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be real quick.
She is in the dome already making a play. We got to get
up from out of them. Like we got
to cut his water off.
Oh, don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, we got two more things we're going to cover after this. The very next one pertains to Rock making her move and what she's going to do with Double Dragon. Moochie, what you got about Double Dragon and his Shaolin style?
Shaolin's now about to have an accident on that motorcycle. They can't come at him straight up. They cannot come at him straight up. And they showed that bicycle. Don't be surprised if Lulu or Marvin knock his block off and he end up falling off that motorcycle. I'm just saying that's the first thing that came to my mind. I said it last night when I saw him on that damn bike.
Yeah, Moochie, I'm with you too, Moochie. Like,
you can't come at them straight up because you don't know if they know karate. I'm just saying, Marvin will get his ass whipped, and so will Lulu.
Moochie, but the boss is riding a bicycle. I mean, a motorcycle. Moochie, how many? You've never in your life seen the head of a cartel or organization riding a motorcycle because the shit is dangerous. Like, this guy must really be in the Matrix because you ain't supposed to be on no motorcycle, buddy. Your ass out. You at greater risk for being injured with a car, dude. You don't supposed to move like that.
I mean, Lamont, they did it on Fast and Furious. Lamont, you don't remember?
Give me another example. I need more people. Okay.
That's the only example I got.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Lex the Targaryen, you get in on Double Dragon last. And Lex, you was very mean last week talking about you wanted some Asian cuisine and Japanese stir fry. Lex, best behavior this week.
Oh
Lord. Oh God. I'm scared.
Nah. He gotta go.
Okay.
That's the best thing I could say. He genuinely needs to go because he's a problem. He overvalues himself. He thinks that he could just kind of like trump over Rock. And as we know, like women in general, especially Black women, you're not gonna play with us. And his mouth, it got a little bit too much, gongcha. So I just think he should probably chill out before he end up waking up in a poppy field. But
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, post your comments. Are we going to see any more of the Asian new edition taking off their glasses, looking like a boy band? Y'all let us know what you think. Now, Nita, this one comes straight to you because after Rock had her altercation with Double Dragon, she goes right in here and she is making deals with Joaquin. Question for you, Nita, is Joaquin going to be able to come through for Rock again?
I hope so, because I think that Rock and Joaquin had a good relationship. and hopefully, I feel like she was trying to finesse it. She was trying to check the temperature, trying to see what was good or whatever. But that whole Tremont, that little side deflection, trying to make you go this way when you could really just deal with Joaquin. I was like, I wonder how that's gonna work out. But it may work out to her benefit because for me, I feel like she needs other people in the mix because like I said, I don't want her taking on the Asian mafia because you don't know how deep that thing runs. Them Asians, they don't play. That's why I'm 45, 47, whatever. Don't play with them. You don't even want that. You don't even want that. But I digress. What I'm saying is that I just want her to do something where it is other people bringing the conflict so they can take each other out and she can rise to the top. I'm hoping that's her play. I'm hoping she can figure out, even if she has to go back with Tremont, because Tremont, they have like the, I think she ripped her panties with him, or he ripped his panties, his boxes with her. So I think there was something going on, and their relationship is a little sour. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a little sour. So I'm hoping that she can finesse some kind of situation where they get people go at each other and she can just rise to the top. That's what I want to say. And I'm glad Joaquin still seems like he's on the team, but he seems like he's just like on the sidelines. He don't want to get too invested. He don't want to like jump in. He like, I'm just right here. I'm right here. You know how you about to go onto the double Dutch rope? He was like, no, and he's just staying on the sideline. So we'll see how.
Y'all are on one tonight. Everybody take a shot before they got on live tonight?
Oh, girl, the shots always flowing over.
Baby, y'all are funny.
Oh God, go ahead, Monique. What did you think about
I can't follow
this
up
situation?
Hold on, there was so much that was said. Well, I think Joaquin, Nita, the reason why he is kind of on the side, he made it very clear that Queens is hot. He said, no drugs in Queens. No. So Queens is hot. Okay, the block is hot. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I asked what you rock, so I can't do it, but I mean, you can hit up, I don't know. That's it's something about Joaquin. It's something about Joaquin that I like. Joaquin.
Girl, why does he give me, what's the dude from OG Power, the gay dude?
Lobos.
Girl, he gives me Lobos teeth. He
give me Lobos vibe, but he's smoother than Lobos to me. He's not as comical as Lobos, but he does give me that vibe too.
Yes, I love it. I love Joaquin.
I like his temperament. I like his swag, and I do like his rapport with Raquel. So I really, more than anything, I really hope their business relationships remains positive. There's something about them. I think she can trust him way more than she could ever trust Stefano. So I just, oh yeah, that's my opinion. I just think he's, to me, with Raquel, Joaquin is a little bit more trustworthy than Stefano. I do not trust Stefano. Stefano's obviously already showing us that he's a snake. He's going behind her back to, it's just, so I hope whatever happens, it doesn't have a negative fallout between the two of them.
What you got, Mooch? Is he going to be coming to the rescue for Rock somewhere near the end of this season?
I think right now Joaquin is about his paper.
Okay.
He already helped her out where he let her take out his own relative. So he got his paper. He spoke about this the dude from Baltimore. She owe him one. And I think Joaquin is gonna let her get his get back because he sees the bigger picture and he sees what he was trying to do before he backdoored her.
See, amiga.
Wow. Okay. Lex the Targaryen, talk to me about Joaquin, who spells his name. It almost looked like Jaquan. Y'all niggas make me sick talking about Joaquin. Your name spelled Jaquan, but I digress. Go ahead, Lex.
I think him and Rock have always had a genuine relationship, like no BS, and I do appreciate that. I feel like he dropped a bug on her about Tremont, you know what I'm saying? And clearly that, you know, that would be actually, you know, I set that up wrong. He dropped the dime about Tremont, and I kind of think that's like his ode to her dropping that dime about Juliana, whatever. And like I said, I've always actually liked Joaquin. I think he's straight up. I don't think he, you know, cares for the hoopla. And I do respect that about him. He's a businessman. And him and Rock can respect that from each other. You know what I'm saying? Just strictly business, no if and buts, Tom, Dicks, or Harry's. You know what I'm saying? So I actually really like Joaquin. And I have respect for him because I feel like he's genuine, you know what I'm saying? And you don't get a lot of that in this type of lifestyle that they live in. So I don't have no problems with Joaquin at all. Actually, I genuinely kind of do like him.
Okay. And B. Avery, you get to bring up the rear from all these females. What do you have to say about Joaquin and Rock?
I like his discipline. As far as him not wanting to deal with queens because it's just too complicated, just shows like all money, not good money. That he's not desperate, has a code, and just, you know, real calculating, just like I could make an extra, but it ain't worth it, you know. So I'm gonna chill. But I think he's gonna come through for Rock. It ain't gonna be free, you know. He's gonna be I definitely don't mean sexually.
No.
No,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, we get what you're saying.
He's gonna be like, no, you're gonna have to do this for me, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Either is she not gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I show up, just tag me in, coach. No, it's gonna be something to where she's not gonna want to have to pay him back, but she's gonna be obligated. So we're gonna see how that turns out. So yeah, their relationship is definitely not over. It's just getting better and better. I think, you know, something is brewing in the kitchen.
Wow. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the kitchen, we have made it to our final subject we're going to cover today. And we end in the kitchen. And we know how these TV shows do their dinner tables, especially Star. Stars is famous for two things, ladies and gentlemen. They famous for having trauma at the kitchen table. And then they famous for having big people have sex on college-sized beds. That's what Stars is famous for, okay? On all their TV shows, all right?
You're right. Hey, you're right, man. You're right.
So, Monique, we will start with you. And this was a Donnybrook of a family dinner. First of all, the food wasn't all that good. And then the conversation was very, very cold. Mama was letting folks know that she's about to die. She got cancer. And Raquel, her old stank self, look at them red pants, said, I ain't got no time for none of this. And your BS, mama. Talk to me about this and how is this going to end?
Oh, it was a lot that happened. I have the first, I'm sorry, I chuckled with Jukebox because it's some shit that I would have done. Juke was like, Grandma, you look good, Grandma. And as soon as she walked away, damn, Grandma look kind of different, don't she? What? It's so shitty. But yeah, that was so funny. No, listen, it was a really interesting scene because we all know that there are really a lot of negative history with the Thomas family. When the father took his own life, that was a great deal of trauma. It looks like the mom kind of checked out. You know, Marvin had to become the man of the house. There's a lot of childhood trauma that all three siblings still carry to this day, it seems like. And the mom seems like she was not the best mother. And kind of what do you do when you have trauma like that and you don't have the best relationship with your parent and then they're dying? I think that is a hard pill to swallow. And Raquel does what she does. She resorts to anger. That's the emotion that she best expresses herself, I guess, whenever there's turmoil is anger. We all know that Raquel is not the most in touch with her emotions. So I expected nothing else from her. It was an outburst. I'm sure we're gonna see some type of kumbaya moment before the mom transitions. So should be interesting.
All right. Ham, I'm gonna give it to you, and I'll throw a caveat in there for you. I think we had a whole lot of hypocrisy going on from the grandma to Rock all the way to Kanan. So initially, grandma was telling Kanan he needs to respect his mother. Rock wants her son to respect her, but she comes in here and disrespects grandma. All the while, Kanan is continuously disrespecting Rock. And then he held this secret that we debated should he had told it earlier. And did y'all see the look on his face when Rock realized he already knew? Floor is yours. Hammer.
I think she was mad at the fact that he knew before her. She seemed like it looked like some type of jealousy there. She's already mad at Kanan, but you could talk to my son better than you talk to me. And you tell him this instead of telling us first.
But Moose, don't we see this? Don't we see this in families often? I was way closer to my grandma than my own mother.
Yeah, I see it. It don't look. I see it. It doesn't make sense, but that's how she seemed like it is. Like, why you not talking to me?
Yeah.
And she's angry about other stuff. The way she hit the ceiling and was ready to go.
Yeah.
So hopefully we conversation where we get some closure. Maybe Mama Joyce will actually give a sincere apology, and they could work things out hopefully before her demise.
Right. Yeah. Lex, what you got in on this? Usually grandchildren have this effect of kind of, if parents and if a mother and her child are afraid, sometimes a grandchild can bring them together. I guess not in this situation, or could we say it's happening at the very end? What you got on this, Lex?
I feel bad for Kanan, to be honest, out of this whole situation, because clearly something happened with Rock and her mother. That's clear as day. They're dropping clues from, off the books, abortions, and let's not forget when Kanan went down. What was that, last season 1 or season 2? Went down to the cousin's house, and she was like, we were close until that incident happened. So they've been dropping clues about Rock's childhood, and we haven't seen really any flashbacks about her childhood. But just like you said, parents are they're your parents, you know what I'm saying? And you only get one set and things like that. But a grandparent's love is completely different. And clearly she is going to die. And you see, how we don't see too much emotion from Kanan. And anytime it comes to his grandmother, things you see are uncomfortability because it's an uncertainty, because we don't do any wrong to our grandparents. So I really feel bad for Kanan out of this whole situation.
Gotcha. B. Avery, what you got?
Yeah, Rock's response is expected. But it is rude though at the same time. I was just like, my goodness, like what is she supposed to do? Well, you think you're just gonna tell us this over a pot roast? Like, did she fit you? Could have been. She could have told you over the phone. And I'm also very surprised that the whole family was able to meet together, because I thought they kind of all hated each other. But it seemed like, oh, there's a dinner tonight. Cool, I'll be there on time. Well, I may be late because of traffic, but they all made it. So that was a surprise right there. I mean, it stinks, but I don't think she has the right to be mad at Kanan. And also, Lamont, you said that Kanan was disrespecting the mom. I really don't feel that way. I mean, he has, in my opinion, every right to be kind of, have a cold shoulder to her, and scoff. She's horrible. But one of the main things I want to know after seeing this scene is who was the worst mother? Was it Rock or was it Rock's mother? Because I comment like, okay, hey, you knocked us around all our lives. Now you think everything is just going to be okay. She's like, I'm not trying to make everything okay. I'm just letting you know that I'm dying. But I want to know who. I'm just curious if we're going to get another prequel, Raising Rock, where we see how bad or good the mom was.
Raising Rock.
Yeah.
I'm weak. I think Joyce was the worst mother. If you want, in my opinion, I think Joyce was worse for a number of reasons.
Like, I guess one reason is did she allow a boyfriend in the house to maybe?
I won't go that far, but what we've seen, like Lexus said, they've been dropping breadcrumbs since season 1. And then what Marvin revealed, there was a lot of trauma, right? So first, a parent taking their own life and the kids were young at that age, that's a whole can of worms in itself. And it seems like once the father did that, Joyce checked out. It seems like she checked out of the children's life. Rock said, you knocked us upside the head and you called us and you told us we were never going to be SHIT. I mean, Joyce was not, it just seems like once the dad passed, she made Marvin the man of the house. So Marvin had to take care. You see how many times he says, I took care of Rock and Lulu. I took care of them. Why would he have to take care of them if there's a present parent in the house? It seems like the mom, Joyce, checked out completely and all the responsibility fell on Marvin. And then of course, Raquel, because she's the daughter. So and then for previous seasons, Joyce only went to Marvin and Lulu for money. She only went to them for money. Always. She used them like an ATM machine.
I hear you.
My only damn eggs. Who can't cook no goddamn eggs when you 45, bitch? Sorry.
My only pushback maybe would be that if you checked out mentally, I can understand that more if your husband or your baby daddy dies over Rock killing Howard in front of Kanan.
That's terrible. That's terrible. But I still think Joyce was worse. In my opinion, I respectfully hear what you're saying. And trust me, I have critiqued Raquel quite a bit. And that's why I agree with you. As far as Kanan's disdain for Rock, I'm actually team Kanan because Rock, you did some really messed up stuff to that boy. But if we're comparing Joyce to Rock, I think Joyce takes the cake as worst mother. But that's just my opinion, respectfully.
Gotcha.
Last word go to Nita. If I'm picking the worst of the two, I'm thinking Raquel is the worst of the two.
Don't talk no shit on my girl. Please don't talk no shit on my girl. Nobody's perfect in this.
I don't think we give Rock enough credit, though. I don't think we can really call Rock the worst mom in the world because we still do not know her backstory. No villain became a villain overnight, and then every villain that is a villain, nobody opens up the chapter where they became the villain or they were made that villain. Nobody talks about that chapter in the book. We just focus on the fact that, they've become a vigilante or whatever the case may be. No one is born evil. Well, actually, let me take that back. In this case, we're going to say nobody is born evil. And we don't know. Maybe being hard is the only thing she could do. Think about it. We know that Marvin effed up. Rock wasn't even supposed to have the business. So the fact that she had to step up, we don't know what happened. The girl done had abortions off the book. We don't know what happened. She done been with about 3 drug lords that we know of. How? Is it because she was trying to leave the house? I know you better shut up while mommy talking. Is it because she had to leave the house? Is it because she had, we don't know. Now, somebody like Tasha, where you had the option, your man wanted to be out the game and wanted to have a legal front and wanted to do this. That's a different story. But then think about it. She got her stuff together last season and she didn't. She honestly did not want to be in the game anymore. And as soon as she got out, what she have to do? Put herself right back in, because at a certain point in time, you get so dirty that you can't wash the dirt off. It don't matter how many cycles, how many clothes, you're dirty. You're just dirty and you can't undirty yourself. So I'm not even about to put all that pressure on Rock right now because we do not know. What we did see was how Joyce treated Lulu. So we don't know. And then on top of that, we can't even call her a bad mom. Because if I'm with a nigga and I got 3 kids back during those times, he done checked out because he can't sing, he can't do this, he can't do that. Who's to say she didn't snap out? And the older I get, you just realize you don't make excuses for your parents, but you understand a lot of the stuff. Like me being 31, no children, like, and I'm probably the first person in my female lineage to ever do so. I have no effing idea how my friends have 1, 2, 3 kids in their 20s. Like, are y'all on coke?
Yeah,
Kids?
I
Like,
can't do it.
bruh. Lip gloss or diapers, pick and choose. I'm gonna be a deadbeat. I'm not getting diapers. So I say all of this to say we don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at half the picture and then say the artist is a good or bad payment. You got to take the whole spectrum, the creation, everything. So I'm gonna hold out on that. I don't know as of right now, but I know Rock is hard for a reason. She's hard for a reason.
2 things can be true. Rock ain't shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, Rock ain't shit. I like Rock, and there are things that I like about her, but she has done effed up things, and I'll be the first one to admit it. But if we're gonna give Joyce grace, you got to give Raquel grace too. That's all I'm saying. You got to if you're gonna give Joyce grace, and she bucked up, she effed over 3 kids. At least Rock only effed up 1 kid. Joyce effed up 3 kids.
Well, one of her Joyce, living kids.
But Joyce didn't shoot the daddy. I mean,
we get that one part, but I'm saying, look at the collective.
Was there a reason?
Can we get a little?
Can we start at A?
Hold on. Go ahead.
For baby daddy, the detective baby daddy. Can we start at A for him?
So for y'all, Joyce didn't make none of her kids sell drugs, and Rock allowed her child to sell drugs.
We don't know that though, Lamont.
Kill the daddy.
We don't know that.
We don't know what. So y'all are saying Kanan decided to sell the drugs and Rock didn't stop him, right?
The thing she tried to stop him. She tried to stop him in the beginning. He wanted to be a stubborn kid. Now, once you in it, you in it. Right. That's why his boy got taken out, because he wanted to do too much. For all these 4 seasons, all Rock has been doing is clean up after her son, her brother, and she's the cleanup woman.
She is the cleanup woman.
Every time she gets things together, it's one of the 3 that messes things up.
I don't disagree with that.
Put things in order again.
I don't disagree with that, but we're talking about which mom is the worst. Which mom created the most trauma for their children?
But see, Lamont, hold on. Let me just get this out. What you're doing, my brother, is you're comparing trauma, and you really can't compare pain and grief and trauma. So what I'm saying is, your point is valid, right, about the drug game, but just because that's valid, that doesn't negate the trauma that she inflicted on Marvin. That doesn't negate the trauma she inflicted on Lulu. We're not about to sit here and just line up trauma versus I mean, it's all trauma. So Joyce inflicted trauma on all 3 of her children, and Raquel has inflicted trauma on Kanan. We really, it's not really a tit for tat of which trauma was worse. It's all trauma, and it's all effed up, and it all had a domino effect throughout their lives in catastrophic ways. And that's the whole point. Raquel is doing the same dirt.
Has Raquel apologized at all for her behavior to Kanan? And she said, "I'm sorry, will you forgive me?" At least once.
I'm just saying I don't like to compare trauma to trauma. That's all I'm saying.
Monique, I'm not comparing trauma. I'm comparing evil. I'm not comparing trauma. Who has been the most evil to their children? There's a big difference between trauma and evil. And the one who's done the most evil to their child or individual child, in my opinion, is Rock. Now, granted, she's cleaned up messes. She's made it look better than what Joyce did. But the one that has bestowed the most evil is Rock.
I like that. I agree.
I mean, we'll agree to disagree. I think they both crap.
No, but I wouldn't want neither of them that Joyce did to them kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like we're negating the amount of evil, because what she did to those kids could be seen as evil too. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think it's all evil. That's all I'm saying. I think it's all evil. So I judge Raquel the same way. I think what she's done to Kanan is evil. I think it's evil. And I think Joyce was evil to all 3 kids.
I
They
think
both-
they're both
both.
evil. I just think the only thing that sets Rock apart, because we don't have anything to compare as far as what Miss Joyce did, is setting your son up to take his father out and he don't even know. That literally put the icing on the cake for Rock. However,
Right.
you know what I mean? Let's just say, I mean, God forbid this is the case, but let's just say, you know, because this was the case for a lot of women, you know, after your man leave or whatever the case may be, a new one come into the picture and you have to survive. And a lot of women during that time frame will kind of tell their daughters, like, you're helping out the household. So who's to say somebody that she was dating wasn't touching on Rock or whatever the case may be? And that is how she got pregnant. And that's why she has a resentment towards her mother. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say, you know, that she didn't have to go get the off the books thing done down where the cousin and stuff is. It's still missing pieces to the story. So I think that we, of course, bestowed horrible mom of the century on Rock because of what we have physically seen, but we also don't know what chapter she became a villain herself, and did she become a villain to protect herself? And at that point, when you barricade yourself in so much toughness and emotions, it's hard for people to penetrate through those layers. It's hard to sit there and take a step back, like, it's okay for me to be okay now, because you're always on guard. Let's keep in mind, Kanan is a production of something effed up, because how did she become a CI? And on top of that, Rock was underage. Very underage. She's definitely younger than Howard, not by 1, 2, 3, 4. Howard got to have her at least by 5 to 7 years. By 5 to 7 at the least. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. I'm just saying it's a fact. It's nothing to be considered or, oh, well, maybe Rock is a damn villain. I just want to know. And if they handle it correctly, and if the writers are as good as I think they are, they will show light into those chapters. But we need to know, how did this little girl become this villain? Was she there when her father took her life? What did she see that made her turn to this? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we have sympathy for Marvin. We got to have some sympathy for her, because when he got knocked off, guess who had to step up? The one with the tits.
Exactly.
And it's a lot more dangerous for the game that she plays as a woman compared to a man. Rock is playing in a whole grown-ass man's game and handles it well. But she's still a woman. Meaning, if a dude is giving 20% and he get respect, trust and believe she's giving 165 to get half the respect that he would get. So it's a lot of effed up stuff that we got to decipher. Okay.
Come on,
that abortion comment in the clinic, they said it for a reason. And I think next week when Rock and her mom have a conversation, we gonna get some more insight on that. And I get, like Lex said, no one's trying to claim Rock is not a villain. It was just damn, how did we get here, girl? What happened?
Which I used to say back in the day, it got to get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, they always dismiss the woman's trauma. What, like the person who stood up in the gap, the people who do, like men, they could see you. How many women got that story? Men can go, come, when, whatever. But it's always on the person, and the person always got to take responsibility. And the person that's not there gets to dissolve themselves for some reason. I don't know. What is that? Come on, no.
And Kanan was kept
not
for a
on
reason.
my watch.
Kanan had to be kept for a reason, because she wasn't having abortions left and right. We don't know how deep in love with Howard she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she was ready to snip the rest, what made Kanan special to say, you know what, I'm gonna bring this baby to term, and I'm good. Was they because clearly Howard didn't know nothing about her being pregnant. Right. So it's layers to this. It's really layers to Raquel.
And the fact that he was police and he was an adult. So let's not absolve him of all of those things. He was wrong doing all of that, impregnating her, getting her this way, confidential informant. Y'all seen Dexter Origins or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Look, no,
Love
that's
Dex.
not a part of the program. He went off script. He got his consequence. I don't understand why people don't understand that choices have consequences, and that's just what it is. And I'm not trying to absolve these niggas from what the consequence is. So if look, he wasn't in your life. He wasn't in your life. You didn't when she sent you on the mission, you didn't even know that was your father. You didn't know. You was just doing the mission, right? That's what you want to do. You want to be big and bad. You want to be big and tough, right? Okay. She sent you on the mission. You fuck it up. She got to clean it up. But at the end of the day, she still get the job done, right? All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end on that, and I'll say it like this. You want to talk about somebody cleaning up, getting the job done, and we're going to give somebody credence for being evil? Thanos tried to eliminate half the damn population of the universe. Do we care about his damn backstory? Fuck no. We just know his ass is evil. He's trying to eliminate half of the universe.
Not
Evil
Thanos.
is evil.
Thanos.
Yes, Thanos. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna read the super chats before we get out of here. And I know DeMarcus Vaughn, boy, let me get you in here. Mara looked like Tisha Campbell, and Jukebox new love interest Monica looked like an older version of Effie. Okay, all right. DeMarcus is back again. Who y'all think is a better parent, Rock or Marvin? We ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole right now, my brother. We'll do a post for that. Then DeMarcus comes through with the super sticker. Then he comes through with, I wonder Juke tell Crystal about seeing Aisha. Probably not. DeMarcus is back again. And then DeMarcus hits me again with another $5. He said, I believe that Joyce Thomas church member touched Rock when Rock was younger, when Rock had her first abortion. Elijah beat down the church member. It's a good theory. I can see that. And last but not least, Gemini Don, appreciate you, my friend. Kanan made the choice to be in the game when he failed that SAT. Rock didn't want him in the game. Thomas family drama stems from Mama Thomas, no doubt.
Hello.
And with that,
the fish always stinks from the head.
Damn.
But you know, at some point in time, as a child, you have a choice you can make to be better.
Yeah.
There are some very evil people or some evil acts that have been done that involve, I'm not even going to say evil. I'm going to say lack of logic things that happened to me as a child, and I ain't turned out to be all that bad. So you at some point in time can make a choice to do better, and a lot of people make that choice as teenagers. And we'll get out of here on that. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to all these wonderful people you see up here, and guess what? We'll be back next Monday, and I'll be back with the mooch tomorrow. Till that next Sex is Hell video, be out.
Peace.
Bye.